Welcome to how I operate all of the marketing efforts of my business and my editorial calendar through my marketing ClickUp template. So once you install the template, it will probably be in this marketing space here, but mine, just for template's sake, is down here in this editorial calendar folder. You will have the folder with a list for all of the different social media platforms. I will show you a little later on how to add to this list and how to change or delete any of these. But I want to start by walking you through my process. So once a month, my team and I have a content planning meeting, which we put up here in this document called the Content Planning Brain Dump. So by pressing this little button over here, you can see that we have a page for each month. So on our January brain dump, we would go in and say Instagram, and then we'd start just kind of bulleting out all of our different content as a team and planning out what we want to talk about. After that, we would go through and allocate each of those topics onto a calendar day. So let's say on the 8th, we want to talk about how to grow your social following. Press save, and that is going to start filling in our calendar. You could do the exact same thing for, let's say we want to click here and change this into a newsletter. 5 tips for growing your following. So as you can see, these are going to start filling in. So you saw this Instagram just turned pink. ClickUp sometimes needs a second, but all of these will start to color code as you create them. So I'm just going to do Command R to refresh this, speed up the process a little bit. And you should see newsletter is going to turn green. So your editorial calendar will eventually be completely color coded by platform. One other cool thing that you can do on here is see the weekly overview. This would be, since it's next week, it's not going to show until here, but you can go through and scroll through the day or through the week and see what content is going out on each day, along with weekly progress. So these are still in the brainstorming mode, which is the status. So how you can change that is either clicking into here and changing it to drafted. It's going to move over here. You can also do that by clicking into it on the calendar and changing that as well. So you can see here it has a little bit of a yellow bar, so you can pop that out and say, whatever it is, those statuses. I need to change those, but it should look like this. Then you will see over here in the list that it is actually filling in the Instagram here. So this is another way that if you just wanted to brainstorm Instagram, you could go through here and say, caption one. And say that this one is going to be just a brainstorm. That means it hasn't been drafted out. You can assign it to people on your team. I'll show you, this is where I write my caption. I write out my full caption here. I'm able to attach a photo, and I can go in, and these are my brand pillars. So or different launches that I've had. So I can go through and say that this is just a wellness topic, just so I can keep that in top of mind, and I can easily see the balance in all my topics for all of my posts. So we do a lot of internal communication here about the photo. Someone on my team can say, hey, here's the graphic I've created. Can you approve it? And I could approve it within the chat box here. Again, assignees can be here. To customize these, to change the topics or platforms, you'll click this add or edit fields. And let's say we want to edit the topic. You click on it and you can go through and change these to whatever you want. Or delete them. You can change the color. But those are kind of my basic things that I like to talk about on my Instagram. Same thing with platform. I'll show you how to add a list platform, but if you want to go in and add a Clubhouse, or, I do have Clubhouse on here. If there's any other social media platform that you use, you can add that here as well. So that is how I start to build my editorial calendar. Again, you can do it individually or you can do it from the calendar view. Either way, whatever you create over here is going to flow onto your calendar. So let's just pretend I create a Facebook post on Instagram tips. What it's going to do, you can see this little automation, and that's how these other ones on the calendar turn a certain color. I've created automations within each of these templates that are going to automatically, which I might have to, I don't have to refresh. It automatically adds the appropriate platform depending on what list you created on. So that is another just great thing about ClickUp is there are a lot of automations that can happen. But let's say I want this to go out on the 10th. As soon as I do that and I click back to this folder here, it's going to put that Facebook right here. Super, super easy and just great to streamline all of your marketing processes. So now I'm going to show you how to add a platform here. So what I would do, just for ease of it like looking the same with all of these here, I would go through and duplicate one of these. You just press these three dots and then you go down here to duplicate, and let's say I want to call it Clubhouse, and I always just copy everything except for let's see, make sure everything's on here. Yeah, I would just go ahead and copy everything, choose where you want it to be, which it should be in the right spot. This is the right folder, and I copy the list. So that'll pop up here. The only thing you will have to do if you have tasks in there is go through and select them and just delete them. So that'll kind of help you start fresh. Lastly, you will have to change the automation. So real quick, I left one without an automation to show you just on this tutorial. The events and themes section, this is where I would put my launches. You can see here there's actually a start date and a due date. So let's say I'm launching a membership, and I'm going to say membership launch. Press enter, and my launch is going to start on the 1st, and it's going to go maybe through the end of the month. What that's going to do is it's going to put it on my calendar, but I want it to be a certain color. I want it to be, I've created a platform that is called events and themes. So what you need to do, this little alien looking guy up here, automation. So you click on that. You go to add automation, and basically we're going to say when a task is created, we want to set the custom field, which is what I created the platform as. We're going to select the field as platform. We want to make it a theme. Then we just press create. So we can see it here, it's active, and let's test it here. Let's say systems launch, and we want to say it's going to start maybe the 10th and go to the 10th here. If we click into it, yep, there it is. So the platform is automatically created. Here we would have to go in and manually do it since there was no automation. So what that looks like on the calendar view, clicking back to the folder here, is it puts all of your themes on your editorial calendar. Typically, we only have one at a time. It doesn't look this overwhelming, but it just helps to make sure that all of your content is aligned with what's going on right now. So totally optional. You do not have to include that. That's just something we like to do. I will show you, like if you duplicated, for example, the Clubhouse, there already is an automation here, but it's not going to be correct. So you can click on this active automations here. Since we duplicated it from Instagram, it's going to duplicate that automation as well. What you need to do is click on this little pin, change, the value to Clubhouse, and save. So super easy. Just adjust this. I would recommend doing all of this, adding lists, making sure the automations are correct before you add your content in. It's just a lot easier that way. So this is really how we operate all of our marketing things. The only thing that I want to show you is if you have a team, there is a wonderful automation that has helped us a lot. And that is basically this. So let's say I have written out the caption, it's drafted, but I want to let the person who schedules out my social media to know that I've approved it and it's ready to go. So I changed the status to approved, And what it's going to do, I'm going to refresh it. It's going to assign it to someone on my team, which she probably hates it every time I do this because she gets a ping. But if we click into it again, it's assigned to my team. So you can, I'll show you how to edit that. But basically, and then as soon as she puts it to scheduled, it's going to remove her. So that has been a great time saver for us. And so if you click up here to automations, this is how you're going to set that up for your team. I'm just going to click in here. So you'll click into the active automations and you can see a few things. When status changes, then change assignee, and then when status changes, then change assignees and remove them. So this first one is when the status changes to approved, change the assignee to, and I selected this person. So you would just close out and add her here, whoever's on your team. I'm going to cancel that so I don't mess that up. Same thing here, when status changes, then remove her. Basically, it's saying when it's the status is changed to scheduled, remove her from this task. So that's a pretty cool feature of ClickUp. One thing that you can do, like for example, if I had Jane scheduling it out, but we also had maybe an intern who was going in and doing any sort of engagement, you could reassign it to that person to ping them and let them know that this post is live, please go engage with people. So that is the marketing editorial calendar. I hope that helps. It will take a little bit of getting used to, but I think it will be super, super helpful for all of your marketing efforts. And if you're watching this on YouTube, this is a part of a bundle. It's a ClickUp template bundle that also can come with some Excel spreadsheets, all about CEO systems and managing your business in a really efficient way. All the details are down in the video description. Go connect with me on Instagram. I'm always doing tutorials on systems and would love to provide support for this for anyone who purchases it. So let me know what you think, and I hope this was helpful.